You know, when I walked to UHC earlier, I noticed that the air quality was fucking garbage. Like I was walking through a goddamn foundry. I mentioned this to somebody, and they said it's because the air quality is bad, it was on the news, and it's because of the wildfires in Canada. And I'm thinking, holy fuck, Canada's not that close. How big are these fires that it can noticeably affect the air quality of Kansas City? I mean, without looking it up, I'm gonna have to say these fires are fucking huge. On the other hand, you know, as God Almighty, I am aware that the end is nigh, and I shouldn't really be surprised by that. But still, that doesn't help my fucked up homeostasis. I mean, really, since this whole God thing started, it's like, the end is nigh. I wish it was more nigh. Because, like, on a cosmic time scale, it's practically happening already. But I'm also a human being that doesn't live on a time scale. I go through day after day. It'd be nice to just get it over with. Motherfucker, this is some bad air. Oh yeah, I don't know if anybody remembers this video. I said about Noah and the Ark and how you need to conduct humans from one version of the universe to another with any of the four primary elements that make up everything: earth, wind, fire, water. And so that one was water. And then I said, guess which one I'll use next time? Can you guess? Your choices are earth, air, fire, and water. Water has already been used and has been promised not to be used again. I don't think you have to be that bright to figure this one out. By the way, I read this entire book. I should have gotten a longer one, and I will. You know, Stephen King writes pretty well for somebody who's pretty fucking old at this point. You know, I said that jobs where you have to drive and go do something have a convention of low-grade scumbaggery, and I was thinking to myself, is that true, or is it just because I get less naive as I go through life? And, like, has every job I've had a convention of low-grade scumbaggery? And I'm thinking, well, a little of both. The thing about a job where you're just set loose on your own to go to a place and install something or fix something, like, it takes a certain level of personal responsibility, but apparently just doing your job isn't good enough for some people, and so it's like everybody's trying to climb and become managers and stuff, which is no problem for me, because, like, I don't do that. It's not my job to promote me. I say that, and people, like, say their stupid shit at me, and I'm like, yeah, but seriously, though, it's not my job to promote me. And then they say their stupid shit, and I'm like, yeah, irregardlessly, it's not my job to promote me. I mean, it's really not. It's the job of the managers to promote competent people. And so, like, I'm not going to overstep the bounds of my authority, because that, guess what, is wrong. Anyway, people, I mean, like, my motivations are always so simple. It's like, well, it's my job to do my job, so I'll do my job because it's my job, and there you go. It's not overly complex, but it does certainly make sense. And I'm happy to do my job, because why wouldn't I be? It's the right thing to do. But the thing is, people don't like that when they notice that. Even though really they should be like, well, it's good that somebody's actually focusing on doing their job instead of, you know, being a shitweasel. But no, it's like people hold it against me. It's like, oh, well, that makes me question my life choices. Does Ray think he's above trying to, like, you know? And I realize that is what people kind of think. They're like, Ray thinks it's beneath him to try to climb up the ladder because he's certainly smart enough, but he's clearly not doing that, and it almost looks like he's actively avoiding doing that. It's like, well, it's not beneath me, it's just, I do my job because it's my job, and it's not my job to promote me. And it's just that simple, and always will be, regardless of what stupid shit you say at me. But I'm thinking, you know who doesn't go to work at McDonald's? Ambitious people. So, you know what I'm not going to be exposed to? Ambitious people. And so, you know what I'm going to avoid? The very problems that I just described. Raised learning. You know, I remember when I worked at that place where I was doing reprints, printing and reprinting things that hadn't been printed properly. And there's this one guy who was presumably a Christian, and he'd tell me how I had to save up, and get a nice car, and I'd be like, well, no, I really don't. Just one example of pressure. And it's like, no matter how nice about it I am, it just seems to rub people the wrong way that I have correct thoughts about things. And they just get more correct with time because I'm always learning. Which means, I said that the amount of weight I have to lift, resisting the pressure, has gotten less, but no, actually it's just that I've gotten stronger, and I don't necessarily recognize it, but stuff just bounces off me like a BB. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't rub people the wrong way, and I've gotten ever more polite at things for that reason. Just more and more polite. Less, saying as few words as possible when people pressure me with their shit. That way, maybe they'll just think I'm stupid or something. I don't know. Yeah, McDonald's feels like the way to go. People often retort to the thing that I was saying earlier by saying, well, if you don't try to get promoted, then you'll never get promoted. And I'm like, well, yeah. That doesn't change the fact that what I said is true. If the company doesn't want to do its job and promote me, that's fine, because that's their job. It's not my job to do their job. I've already covered this. It's my job to do my job. If they want to not do their job, do I have to just repeat myself here? Well, I'm just sitting here thinking about things. You know what my favorite line from any song ever is? These boots are made for walking. The line, what's right is right, and you ain't been right yet. I feel like that applies to ever so many people. But then again, as Destronia mentioned, the world is set up to pressure people into doing wrong things, and nobody is more aware of that than this guy. So, I do have a certain level of sympathy. I'm like, well, I am aware of the pressure, I just don't buckle. But on the other hand, I recognize that not everybody wants to spend their entire motherfucking life lifting weights with no respite. It's certainly easier to buckle, but that is selling your soul. I'm thinking, what? Okay, let's say there's another person like me, and they're like, well, it's my job to do my job. It's not my job to promote me. Instant fusillade of stupid fucking shit. Stupid fucking shit continues. Stupid fucking shit continues. Stupid fucking shit continues. At a certain point, just fine, whatever, I'll promote myself. God fucking damn it. I can see that, It's I can understand. Just getting tired of listening to the stupid fucking shit and going along with the stupid fucking shit so it stops nattering at you like a piece of shit. That's another part of the whole God Almighty going through the life of an average man. Really develop a lot of sympathy for how hard it can be to do the right thing.